In 2010, I found myself homeless and struggling to make ends meet. It was a challenging time in my life, but I knew I had to find a way to rise above these circumstances. Fast forward, June 2020, I purchased my first home. It was a modest 898 square feet, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. Might not have been a grand mansion, but it was a symbol of my hard fought journey to success, and it was and is mine. But how did a person born into generational poverty, a survivor of domestic violence, and someone who had bills and collections before she could even legally have a bill in her name, manage to turn her life around? The answer lies in a combination of luck, determination, the pursuit of knowledge, and the application of that knowledge. Let's talk about luck for a moment. I don't like to attribute much of my success to luck, but I would be remiss not to acknowledge its role in my life. After high school, I couldn't continue my education due to lack of resources. Instead, I had to work full-time to survive. I tried my hand at various jobs, from selling vacuum cleaners to working in retail, worked at a gas station, and even in payday lending. It was during my time at the payday lender that I stumbled upon a stroke of luck. A perceptive individual recognized my struggles and my excellent customer service skills. They suggested that I explore a career in banking. I heeded this advice and began working in banking call centers. Now, keep in mind that this was 2012, which was less than 2 years after experiencing homelessness. I was still facing food and transportation insecurity, and my housing situation still was uncertain. I often had to make difficult decisions, like choosing between buying groceries or putting gas in my car. However, what I was doing simultaneously was paying attention and learning about the world of finance and money. Today, I'm here to share some basic information that might help you transition from merely surviving to thriving. One of the first things that I learned about were checking and savings accounts. Checking accounts are so named because checks were the primary means of conducting cashless transactions in the past. However, checks are now considered outdated and a significant security risk. At the bottom of every check is a MICR number. It's named after the ink that's used to print it. That specific ink allows checks to be scanned through machines. But these machines are rarely used today. Instead, merchants and financial institutions generally process checks electronically. At the bottom of each check, you'll find your routing and account numbers, which are used for electronic withdrawals or subsequently deposits. Exposing these numbers can compromise your account. It's crucial to be cautious about where and how you share this information. Back when I entered the financial industry, all I knew about checking accounts was that money could disappear in the blink of an eye due to fees. However, in 2010, the Federal Reserve System implemented a rule requiring financial institutions to obtain your permission before providing overdraft coverage for your account. Now, this rule pertains to two categories: debit card transactions and ACH, which are electronic withdrawals. If you opt out of overdraft coverage for your debit card, it means that if your account lacks sufficient funds, the transaction will be declined, sparing you from overdraft fees. There is one exception. If you have an automatic reoccurring transaction like a gym membership, that can still go through and subsequently have fees due to the contract that you signed with the institution. Now, I found an interesting loophole that during my survival days helped me out some. When you go to the gas station and you swipe your card at the pump, run it as credit, it usually charges your card only like $1. So if I only had $1 in my account, I would go ahead, run my card, fill up my gas tank, and then my account would be negative the $30 or whatever it was to fill up my tank. Now, because I'd opted out of overdraft coverage, it could not charge me a fee for that transaction. So when I got paid, it paid the negative $30 and I still had the rest of my paycheck. The same thing would happen if you were to go to a restaurant and then you swipe your card for the food, but then it comes back and then that's when you put in the tip. If you were to put into the tip afterwards when it processes in post, it brought your account negative. They also can't charge you a fee there. Now, today, usually the restaurants go around with the system and it charges the tip right away. So that would be a way. It doesn't work that way. But regardless, that was a loophole that gas stations saved me in a lot of ways. Now, the second category of overdraft coverage pertains to the ACH electronic withdrawals, as I said before. If you opt out of this coverage, the transaction will attempt to go through your account, but then it would get returned if the funds are not there. That results in an NSF, or insufficient funds fee. In my experience, I usually opt into ACH overdraft coverage because I'd rather have that payment go through even if it means incurring a fee from the financial institution. Because if that transaction is returned, the merchant might charge a returned item fee, which could jeopardize your access to essential services like electricity or phone, might get things shut off, and then that might lead to an additional reactivation fees of that service. Before I conclude, I want to emphasize that what I've shared today is just a small glimpse into the world of checking accounts and financial management. There's so much more to explore on the path to financial wellness. We've only scratched the surface, and there's a wealth of information waiting for you, from budgeting and understanding your credit score to managing lending and investments. If you're interested in delving deeper into these topics, I encourage you to follow up with me for more information and guidance. I'm here to provide assistance, answer your questions, and offer valuable insights to help you achieve and maintain financial well-being. Remember that financial literacy is an ongoing journey, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Together, we can work towards a more secure and prosperous future. Thank you.